The Detroit Lions are in championship contention for the first time in decades, and I believe it's because they are the undisputed best team in the league at drafting talent.
We don't care what the position is. We're just going to get the best football player.
How's it going today? My name is Jesse McNamer, and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback and look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got here. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, is there anyone who has been better in the NFL draft than the Detroit Lions since they hired general manager Brad Holmes in 2021? If you look from top to bottom, the reigning NFC North champs are unquestionably the cream of the crop. They just took cornerback Terrion Arnold with the 24th pick in the last month's draft, who is probably straight up one of the 10 best players in this class. Obviously, most teams feel they are getting a steal with their late first or early second round picks, but with the Lions, it's different and a lot more likely because they just do things differently. They don't take into account the normal draft value that most teams use and instead weigh fit and personality much more. After the Lions selected running back Jahmyr Gibbs with the 12th overall pick last year, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler published a quote from an anonymous executive that went viral. It read, quote, "They said the hell with value and just took good football players. That guy is a player. When they tee it up on Sunday, I don't think anyone will care where he was taken. And those players very much fit Dan Campbell's toughness and approach." End quote. And it's been like this since Holmes took over for Bob Quinn 4 drafts ago. Holmes was formerly the director of college scouting for the LA Rams and was integral in acquiring Jared Goff, Aaron Donald, and Cooper Kupp. He brought the same approach to Detroit and had this to say at his introductory press conference.
The theme was we, not me. And that really permeated through the entire organization. And it was such a collaborative approach with everybody involved. And it wasn't just coaching and scouting. It was coaching, scouting, player development, athletic performance. I mean, everything was such a collaborative approach that truly was a big, let's say, a big ingredient for the recipe of success that we had in that quick turnaround that we had.
He clearly stuck to his word because nearly everyone they've drafted has been a perfect fit with Dan Campbell and have maximized their potential. Let's go back to the first draft of the Holmes tenure in 2021. With the 7th overall pick, they took Penei Sewell, who, a few weeks ago, signed a 4-year extension to make him the highest paid offensive lineman in the league. And with their 4th round pick, they took Amon-Ra St. Brown, who also signed a massive extension this offseason. Both of those players are on the fast track to legendary status in Detroit. Then in 2022, Holmes grabbed Aiden Hutchinson with the 2nd overall pick, who's possibly the best edge rusher in the game right now. And with their 3rd round pick, they snagged Kirby Joseph, who started 29 games for the Lions the past 2 seasons with 19 passes defended. And finally, in the 2023 draft, the Lions went nuclear with their first 4 picks by selecting Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, and Brian Branch. Grabbing just one of those guys in the draft would have made it successful, let alone all 4 who were real contributors from day one. So after 3 incredibly successful drafts, Holmes was asked ahead of last month's draft about why his system is so effective. Here's what he had to say.
We make sure we're convicted on every single pick. And like what you guys have heard me say, there's no secret. It's about the right football player. Like, as long as we're convicted on the football player, then you sleep good at night. You know, if the outside corner was the right football player we're convicted on, then we would take that player. So we don't really get anchored on positions. We don't really get anchored on windows. That's what we stuck to, and it's worked so far for us.
That's the type of thought process that keeps you in contention for a long time. Free agents come and go. We know you get your draft picks for at least a few seasons, and hitting on as many as they have these past few drafts has changed the entire trajectory of the franchise. Before Holmes arrived, the Lions hadn't won a postseason game since 1991. In just his 3rd season at the helm, the Lions won 2 playoff games for the first time since 1957 when they only needed those 2 games to win the championship. So with that in mind, how can you not be excited about Detroit's 2024 draft class? I'm sure you've all seen countless Terrion Arnold highlights since the draft, so let's just turn to one of the biggest steals in the draft, the Lions' 189th overall selection, Mekhi Wingo out of LSU. The Lions needed someone on the interior defensive line to create pressure, and they definitely got a good one in this 6th round pick. Check out this play from number 18. He has the full attention of 2 offensive linemen, yet is still the first defender to get to the quarterback and take him down. It's pretty incredible what Holmes and the front office have been able to do the last few years, from a dumpster fire to one of the most feared teams in the league. and the city of Detroit definitely deserves it considering what they've had to deal with outside of their football team, with the Tigers, Red Wings, and especially the Pistons all lingering at the bottom of their leagues. But I don't think the Pistons will be at the bottom much longer. For more on how they are going to resurge next season, check out our recent point of view. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning into this episode of Point of View, and we will see you in the next one.